sewing the other side?
No, it's still the same piece.
Just that.
I folded it to the right side. It was like this,
To secure both sides?
and now do you see what it looks like?
Mm-hmm.
So now I'm pushing the fabric to the zipper teeth, and I'm going to stitch it down. So it's an edge stitch. Make sure that it's flat. So it's only the front of the shorts, the shield, and the zipper that I'm doing anything to. Make sure that it's far enough away from the teeth so that your pull can actually work, but not too far away. So 1/16 of an inch is good. So now I've stitched it twice, which is going to aid in keeping it sort of secure. Clean all this up. So now I can zip this up and attach the opposite side. So what you want to do is lay your shorts out so that it lays flat. And essentially all you're doing is you're positioning this top layer, the right side of the shorts that has not been attached. You're positioning it so that you have it lined up where it needs to be. That notch on the top that we were using for our seam allowance is our center front. So basically make sure that it's nice and flat. And what you need to do at this point, now this is the tricky part, is we need to attach the opposite side of the tape to the facing only. If we try to sew the whole thing's going to be closed up. When you go to open it, there's nothing to do, so you're not going to get in it. You're not going to get out of it if you were making these on yourself. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go underneath the shorts here, and I'm going to just sort of pinch where the tape is touching that facing under there. So essentially like this. And there's no seam allowance here, so when I sew, I'm just going to sew the two together to make sure that in the end the two are attached. And if you need to double check, you can fold that back to make sure that you've positioned it correctly. I say this because in the demo before I didn't check it and it had shifted. So when I was done, you could see the zipper completely. So the facing, or the shield, I'm sorry, gets folded backwards so that we don't sew it. Because I'm only attaching the tape to the facing. And like I said, there's no seam allowance, so I'm just sewing to sew it. There's no, you're not going to see this when it's done. Just make sure that you're getting the facing and the zipper tape. And once again, I have that pull, and it's going to push my seam that way, so I'm going to come in here and unzip it. Lift the foot up. And then you can continue stitching. After this point, there's only one other thing that I need to do. Can you guess what it is?
Attach the other side of the pant.
That is it. So clean that up, clean that up. So if you're, well, I'll show you later.
Who's got good ass notes?
So do you see what has happened?
Yeah, that's fine.
Do you see that sort of flap that's been created? The zipper has been attached. But we need to control that. We can't have that flap there. And there's something going on there at the bottom, so I have to find out. But I'm not going to do it this second. Oh, it's my seam allowance has curled up in there. So I pull that out. So essentially the last thing that I need to do is I need to make sure that this is lying flat, and I have to start at the bottom edge and I have to come across and up for my decorative top stitch, which is going to hold this together just like you all have if you have decorative top stitching, which you all do if you have jeans on. But I'll save that for next. So continue working. If you have questions, ask.